What you're looking at is a live window into a software team, except this team has no people on it. This is Agentic-Nets, my governed runtime for autonomous agents, and the model loaded here is called Safe Teams. It's a complete scalable agile team encoded as software. 8 roles: a product manager, an architect, a developer, a quality engineer, DevOps, a Scrum Master, a release train engineer, and an operations expert. Every one of them is an AI agent, and right now they're idle, waiting for work. Here is the part that makes this safe to show you. I am logged in with a read-only token. It can read everything, every net, every token, every step the team takes, and it can change nothing. The gateway enforces that. Reads pass through, writes bounce off a wall. On the right is the domain expert, a read-only guide. It answers questions about what you're seeing, and it has exactly one action it is allowed to take: filing a request into the team's intake. Watch. So let me actually ask for something. I'll type it the way you'd ask a colleague. Let's create a new feature. I would like to change the background color of the buttons on my dashboard of git-analytics. That's it. No ticket template. No story points. No stand-up. Just a sentence, in plain language, handed to the team. Now the domain expert goes to work, but only with read-only tools. It queries the live state, it reads the structure of the nets, and then it takes its single permitted action. It creates one token in the product manager's intake inbox. There, it just filed my request, word for word, as a user interface enhancement. It routed the work. It did not and could not build it. And this is where the team wakes up. Watch the product manager's net. A token has appeared in the inbox. That's my request. Now a concrete piece of work the runtime can see. The product manager picks it up and decomposes it. These circles are places where work waits. The squares are transitions where an agent acts. Nothing here is buried in a log file somewhere. The work is the diagram, and the diagram is moving. Let me switch to the console in its story view. Instead of dots sliding around a graph, the runtime narrates itself, one plain English sentence per step. The product manager read the request and created a backlog story. A router handed it to the architect. You are quite literally watching a Petri net talk. Each line is a real transition firing, with the tokens it consumed and produced and a timestamp. The scheduled coordinators stay quiet, so the story doesn't drown in background noise. The architect takes the story and breaks it into buildable tasks. It names the files to touch and routes the work onward to the developer. You can see the handoff right in the feed. Backlog to architect, architect to developer. This is the same agile pipeline you'd normally find in a stack of tickets in a week of meetings. Except it's happening in front of you, in seconds, narrated as it goes. Let me ask the guide to trace my request, and it does. My sentence about the button color became a backlog story with a real identifier sitting in the product manager's backlog with an acknowledgement filed back to me. Processed in under 2 minutes. Remember, the guide is reading this from live state. It can't make it up, and it can't change it. Now, the developer. This is the developer's subnet, and the agent in the middle is planning the concrete change. It isn't guessing. It reads the task, it pulls in the team's accumulated knowledge, and it works out exactly what to edit. When it's ready, it produces a command token, the instruction that will drive Claude code inside the real project workspace, edit the files, and commit. And here is the payoff. Expand the developer's step and read its goal in its own words. Create a dev plan for the CSS button color update story. The button color I asked for in one plain sentence is now a precise, planned code change, queued to be built. From, I like to change a color, to a concrete edit, with no human in the middle translating between the two. From the developer, the work flows to quality. This is the commit or fail gate. The quality agent validates the change. It pulls the commit, checks it against the acceptance criteria, and catches the failure modes, including the sneaky one, where an agent claims it's done but actually refused. If it passes, it heads toward deploy, where the git push is the deploy. If it fails, this branch sends it straight back to the developer to rework. And I can interrupt at any time and just ask, what is the current state? And the guide answers from what is live right now. Notice the live badge. It's honest. When the feed reconnects, it tells you it's connecting instead of pretending. A monitor that lies about being live is worse than no monitor at all. And the team doesn't stop. While we've been talking, another request is already moving through intake. The loop just keeps running. Around the clock. No breaks, no fatigue. And everything you've watched me do came from a read-only seat. I read all of it. I asked the questions. I filed one request. I could not touch a single token, and neither could the guide. So that is the whole loop. A sentence in plain language becomes a story. A story becomes tasks. Tasks become a real commit. Quality decides pass or rework. And a Git push turns into a live deploy. An entire Agile team, narrated in sentences, working from a seat that cannot break anything. If you want to see it for yourself, it's live. Open Agentic-Nets.com/monitor, log in with the read-only key, and watch the teamwork. Pull up a chair.